Okay, we're going to get started here in just a second. How you doing, everybody? It's Max Farrow and Christophe Gagne from DexFxMarkets.com here on the 5th of June. I still got to get some sound effects for this thing, Chris. Back in the day when I used to run radio, I would have put like a little overtone, like a little reverb in there. The 5th of June, June. But you're here today. You're probably going to get some sound effects anyway with Chris in the background. I know that Father Hoyt's probably chopping some trees down, taking the sin right out of those trees. That chainsaw of his. All right. So today is the 5th of June. It's also the first week of June. So it's the NFP. So some of you already know that trading at this particular time, this week has been a tough week. The first Monday, the Monday within that's encapsulated usually within the NFP week is always pretty mundane, right? It's pretty light. And then you get to Tuesday gets a little heavier. Wednesday gets super heavy. Thursday gets kind of moderate. And then Friday, it just pours it in the beginning of the day, 8:30, which kind of wrecks the market for the rest of the day at times, right? So I usually trade moderately through this first week. And I guess what we're here to talk about today is the wrap up of what has been going on in our world of trading. Now, in most cases, I think Chris can agree with this. We kind of go at this with an understanding that if we build it, we'll make it work and it'll work really well. Then they'll come, right? Not just we build it, they will come. Because we've built the Zedon, almost 2 years ago, or no, about a year ago, right?
Yeah, it's been about a year.
It's been about a year and a couple months. So we started to build the Zedon with that mentality of if we build this, man, people are just going to pile in, and that's true to a degree. I mean, we had some people pile in. But again, we're not sort of irresponsible with this process. I was talking to a trader yesterday who said that we had, this is the first time that I've ever had a company stop me from abusing their system. And I said, what do you mean abusing? And he goes, well, I want to go in and I want to trade it live. I want to go right now. I figured that if you've done all the testing, you should have done your homework and I should have full access to this thing and be able to trade it live and be able to do it. You should give it to me right now. And it's like, well, hang on, buddy. The first time you learn how to drive a car, even though millions of people have driven cars before you, doesn't mean that you get your license just handed to you because somebody else knows how to do it. You got to practice. You got to learn. You got to learn the controls. And that's what Zedon system is. That's bot trading, right? You got to learn the controls of the systems you have. You have to learn the strategies of what you have. And how do you do that? What's the primary practice weapon that we have, for people? Demo. Simple. Demo. You're going to demo, you're going to practice, you're going to learn. Now, does that mean whatever you do in demo, you're going to easily be able to do in live? And the answer is no, you're not going to be able to. Why? Because you shouldn't be able to. You should be able to practice safely in demo with the idea of being able to execute and deliver and be able to walk the pathway of what needs to be done. Using demo should never be about the bottom line. Look at this, I made $10,000 today. Yeah, well, you traded 150 contracts, buddy. You wouldn't normally do that. So the first thing I tell most people when they're learning how to trade or learning this process and are using demo is practice like you would preach, okay? Practice like you would play. Okay, if you only have $700 to your name, yeah.
Along those lines, what the real purpose of demo is to gain consistency. That's really what you're looking at. The money portion, yes, it gives you a measure of what you're doing, of how you're doing, but that consistency is really what you're looking for.
Absolutely. Sorry, hang on one second. I'm getting like, I got Father Hoyt's chainsaw in the background. I got signals firing off everywhere. And let me get back onto my screen here. And Skype went off and all this stuff went off just right all at the same time. Very crazy. All right. So we have, what Chris is saying is that we're looking for consistency. He's absolutely right. That's all you're trying to do is commit to the consistency of fluidity, right? Like when you're learning how to practice demo, what you're learning to do is to practice in the mentality of how you would play it. So if you only have $700, don't be in there trading 16, 17 contracts at a time. To do that, you would need $7, $8, maybe even $10,000 worth of balance in your account to trade safely at a 10%, 5% risk margin. Okay, so let's keep all that real. When you see me trading live, don't sit and speculate, oh, Max is making this kind of money. I just go straight to 5 contracts. No. Trade your own account, trade your own life. See, here's the thing. I don't have a lot of time. I'm a trader. I developed this program, and you're probably sitting there going, well, Max, you should be able to trade this at, 50 contracts at a time, Max. Well, no, not. It's not to that effect. We get all kinds of, what would you call them? Doubting Thomases or naysayers or trolls or whatever, right? About 4 years ago, I had one of the ultimate trolls. He got into our system, got into our network, bought the program, traded the program, did very well for a long time, then all of a sudden stopped doing well. And I had a conversation with him because he was constantly berating the system. I wish I could get more wins. I need more wins, more fills. I need more fills. I only won $300 this week and I need more. Was always in a room, was always yelling about needing more. I mean, this is even after CVG. I mean, we've had CVG for a long time. Consistency plus volume equals goal. And everybody would scream it at him. He was like the proverbial chant for a long time, just trade more contracts. Well, I can't afford to trade more contracts at a time. So I need more trades. Forcing the system to be something it's not is not necessarily making it a better system. Another process that we get is that when we come up with a strategy on how to trade something, everybody goes, can you turn it into a bot? And it's like, well, yeah, I could, but you're going to effectively destroy the success margins of it, right? Here's the thing. Bots don't care. Bots don't have intuition. You can program a lot of stuff into them. You can program a process into them. You can program a strategy. And unless the strategy's sound, see, in order for a bot strategy or a trading strategy to work, you need to have practical means to be able to trade it. Okay. I could tell you right now, there's a strategy we have that's called throw $1,000 contract down, throw 100 contracts down right now, and you get a 50% chance of winning. There's a strategy there. Now, whether or not it works for some or others, just too many variables, just like there's too many variables to trade this, just a bot. But what we try to do is effectively find consistent winning strategies that, if applied properly, will yield a profit. That's all we're trying to do as traders.
Hey, Max.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no difference between your great athletes, right? You get good at something, they keep honing their skills. I mean, Michael Jordan and the great golfers, they keep practicing, honing their skills to
Right.
where they just know their particular strategies, whatever.
Cut out there for the last second. Yeah, I understand. There's a process that nobody ever stops practicing. Nobody ever stops trading. There was a one time when I would trade and I would take like a week off, right? Go on holiday, go do something. No, I'm lying. I'd never go on holiday. But I would take a day, right? And not do anything for a weekend or something. But from the weekend to the beginning of the week, if that skill's still there. Okay. But if I took a week off of trading, okay, so when I say holiday, I mean holiday away from trading. If I take that week off, I kind of lose some of my swing. Okay. So I got to jump back in, and I usually get in and I practice maybe the first couple of hours getting back into trade, getting back on, right? Making sure that all my parts are working, right? So in the beginning of this webinar, I didn't really want to turn it into like life lessons and trade lessons in a way. This is the weekly wrap up, and we're going to kind of go through that. But I wanted to give you a little explanation of why we're constantly striving to make things better. When we first started out, we had the daily signals, right? And the daily signals were just, that's all we knew. For like the first 6 months of our company, the daily signals was it. There was nothing else. There wasn't intradays and 1 hour trades. It was just the dailies for like 6 months, back to when it was just Dex signals. And Dex signals had a great impact on my life because it gave me an opportunity to create what we call the trader's mind. And while I was creating the trader's mind, the one thing kept on coming back up was, how can I hone the strategy to be better, more wins? And this is where my mentality and growth as a trader has shaped what we are now to DexFxMarkets. In my mentality, it is try to find what fits best in, because there's so many different traders out there. There's so many different mentalities. Some like the pullback trade, like we do with daily signals. Some like it a little closer on the intradays. Some love love the Dex Atomic system. Some love the TNT system, where you're only trading the arrows after they've had a little pullback, and then this is the golden arrow, right? If this was the trend and this was the pullback, they love that. They love that process, right? They got a little pullback and then the arrow. Some just love the Dex Atomic, where they're going at every arrow, but they're just choosing a good level of support or resistance area for a statement. And some, as of yet, I haven't found anybody who has failed at it yet. And maybe there is somebody in the Facebook group now. I'm not sure, but I'm kind of looking now. I'll get you up later. Okay, Ron Fickard has too. But we had David Menning, we had myself. We've all been in there trading the Dex Atomic ATM. And if you're wondering what that is, it's pretty simple. For every arrow that comes out, we get the at the money price. So if it's a buy, the open price or whatever, when the signal comes out, whatever the open price is, we buy it in that direction of the arrow. And we've done that for a reason. Because that over the years, we've learned what the different strategies are and how they work. And guess what, folks? It comes down to one thing and one thing only: data and statistics and numbers. That's it. It's all numbers. It's all numbers. And it's this number right here. I wouldn't even 1 to 3, but it's 1 to 2. And this at the money strategy, right? We have an in the money strategy, like the daily signals, the Dex Atomic, those things, right? Standard Dex Atomic. And then you got an ATM strategy. Okay, that's where we're at right now. And then we have an OTM strategy. And I'll show you how all, the three of them that you already know how the ITM works. I'm going to show you what the ATM looks like in the OTM. And yes, we did create this OTM. Now, within these 3 strategies that we've created for trading the Dex Atomic system, okay, there are mentalities that fit in these 2, right? And in any OTM strategy or ITM or any strategy, a couple of the different processes. One is called scalping. Now, in most cases, scalping can actually go against your bottom line because you're getting out. You may be only getting out when it's green. In order for a good scalping position and system to work, you must be able to scalp out on a winning trade and or a losing trade. You got me? Because if the winning trade, if every time that you have to be able to track that as well. If you scalp out, like let's say you get into a $50 trade and you scalp out and you make, it all depends on how much you scalp out for. My suggestion is 70% of what your profit margin is. You should never scalp out for less than that. Well, one, Nadex doesn't really let the market makers, or market makers don't really do this on Nadex to give you more than 70% at any one time. But the thing has to be in your favor pretty strong for it to get to that, or you got to be really close to the end where expiry is. So if you were to do that, what's 70% of $50, right? $35. Simple to figure out, right? Hang on one second, I'm gonna get rid of this. So the point being is that at $35, you would scalp out and you take your money. But now if this were to win, if this were to continue on to go to win, you missed out on what? $15 profit margin. Now, in some people's cases, they're like, hey, but it's still better money in the hands worse than no money in the bush, right? I get it. But then you lose, and you lose for full amount of $50. You now go from, even it's still a 1-to-2 ratio, right? It's a 1-to-1 risk to reward. Okay. And how many do you need now to get back? You no longer need one, you need two. Right? You need two winning trades in your favor to be in profit. Now you're in profit a pretty good amount. If so, like if I lose two of these trades, I'm minus 100. Okay. But now how many do I need to make? I need to make 3 trades back at 35, right? Because 3 times 35, right? To be just over 100 to be back in a profit margin. See, so scalping can work for you and or against you if the majority of your trades that you scalp out on are still winning. So you have to find that consistency. So my best solution for doing this, we're trying to figure out the scalping mentality in this process, is to trade it with no scalping first for 100 trades. But then you have to kind of find out, hey, well, if I do 100 trades like this, how do I know if one trade's won over another one? Well, the majority with an ATM trade on Nadex, from what I've seen, is between 5 to 7 pips in the very beginning of the trade, in that first 15 to 20 minutes of a trade, okay, on a 1 hour. Because remember, we're only using the 1 hour on the ATMs. We're not using 2 hours and 5 minutes and all that other nonsense. We're only using 1 hour trades on the ATM strategy. If we're trading between 5 to 7, if the pair goes to 5 or 7 pips in your favor at $50, I have seen where it is between $30 and $35 profit margin on the market price at any one time. If you were to lower it to 30, it's a whole nother story, right? If you go below that, it's a whole nother story. If you start scalping out below that. So you need to find out what is the majority of trades that are above that 5 to 7 pips after it starts. Some, the price comes out, it's a buy, and the market doesn't even travel up. It just goes straight down and it's a standard loss, right? So you never really get to that point, but that's not the ones we're concerned with. What we're concerned with are the trades that come out on a buy, like I said, in this example, a buy, and maybe within the first bar, go up 5, 6, 7 pips, and then it starts to fall afterwards, right? Or however it looks like that, right? And then starts to fall and loses. But during this time of premium, you get to $35 in your markup spot, and then it calls it out. You put a working order on for $35 profit to take that trade, and boom, it's gone. Now, when it loses, all those losing trades that do this, now the percentage changes. But the idea of scalping out on a system like this, it takes knowledge. Because most people look at scalping like, oh, I see it's in green. That's $25. I got to grab it. Well, that's $18. I got to grab it. But the ultimate process is that if you do, and you don't scalp, if you don't learn how to scalp when it's going bad and have rules for that, then don't scalp at all. Just let the system do its thing. Now, why? Why does the system need to do its thing? Because I'm going to show you what the ATM system looks like from data we collected earlier this week. And I haven't gotten more data. I do, but I don't have more data. I have it, but we haven't compiled it to put it into a spot where you could see it yet, right? I have people that have traded it. I have people that have done well with it. Chris, you're one of them that has traded. We haven't put your data onto a data sheet yet because it's still sitting in Nadex for you. And I know that he has a lot of background noise, and I'm sorry, folks, but that's the way it is. But I know that he had done 30 plus trades. I don't know what the winning loss percentage is, but the profit margin that came out was $378 when he was practicing in demo. And this was over 1 day. Now, over the day, however many times he traded, what things he did trade, did he avoid news or what have you, is all still within data collection. We're still doing that. But so far, I haven't found somebody who has made it lose yet when they have traded the overall value, right? When they've traded all the trades are coming in or however many trades they were doing. Now, Chris has also admitted that he has altered the trading style just a little bit from going at the, he's gone at the monies, but on sometimes he has come up to another statement price because he's looking at the market, he's validating the market, and he's coming up a statement, but he's still getting the $45 to $50 per profit margin, okay? Because he's putting working orders on. That brings me to my next mentality, is that some people, you could trade market price versus working order price, right? Oh, I can't even spell, right? And this mentality that comes is that if you get to the page and you've missed your money, what would you do? If you've missed the time to get an ATM, what would you do? Right? And if we look at the market as if the price came out here, okay, it was a buy, and the market came up and then went back down, and if the market's heading, if you're in a buy, but the market is doing one of these numbers, right? You could say, I'm going to give myself a little bit more of a buffer zone, and I'm going to say the price down here, but I'm going to put a working order on for $45 profit here, right? Even though that it's a buy, you're going to come down, you're going to put that $45 on there. Why? Because the market may come back down, do this number, and then back up, and then win at expiry. You see? So this is another value of how to trade the ATM process. You can get in, scalp out, just get in, hope for the best, and let the numbers work their way around, because at a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, you only need 55% to be successful. I know 50%, but with fees and all that stuff, we're saying about 55% because we're at 45% because we're getting $45 as a profit margin. You need 55% success. Okay. Now, on an OTM strategy, you can actually get into these numbers here, right? So there's a pretty big opportunity there. If I'm in trading and I see an opportunity on an OTM, okay, in this kind of fashion, we'll talk about some of this later on. But if I see an opportunity OTM, let's say it's in for a buy and the price just goes, the price is doing this number, right? And this is a trend coming up, but the price comes out here and it dips down below, but we know that the market still has pretty good value and strength. And there's a big, huge, giant level down here, right? that it's going to bounce off and go off, or maybe even this is a big, huge level, right? It doesn't really matter. It's all speculative because it's just an example. And you take an opportunity to do $25 risk to make $75. You only need a 25% success rate on this concept here to win your 75, to break even. You only need 25%. And when this thing is still yielding about 40% success, guess what, folks? You can intermix this mentality when it does this, when it has reaction like this, to take advantage of that. To only risk $25 to make 75. And you don't need very much to get to that level. But still, the same example of scalping at that point too. At $75, 70% of that, getting into a margin, right? You're getting into a take profit is about 50 something dollars. Again, you shrink it from this when you scalp down to this, but still it's pretty damn good. Or even to this, sorry, still pretty damn good. So the concepts of doing the ATM strategy on DexAtomic, everything that I just talked about right now, you can do right now on a free system. Everything I just talked to you about right now that you can do for yourself and learning how to trade, building all that stuff, you can absolutely do on a free system. And I say that because that's how we have created it. And that's what, and why we have created it is because we want you to be successful. We don't just want you to be successful. We demand you to become successful. In order for you to be a product of what we have and what we're doing, in order for you to become what we always say to be, that we want you to become, we have to actually have you do it. You actually have to get in here and do it. And we want you to have the tools to be successful. This tool right here with these 10 pairs and this chart, you can utilize to trade all strategies with. Is it a pain in the butt? Yeah, absolutely. Do we want to make it easier for you? Absolutely. But it's difficult for us to do, like this took a lot of money to build. This is probably a maybe $25,000 system that we've created with the strategies, the systems, the programs, the timing, the charts, the data, everything you see right here costs us a lot of money to build. Hard-earned, deserved money. But we give it away for free because we want you to become successful. Now, could I give you all the other things like the ZDON bot and all that other stuff? Yeah, I possibly could, but those things cost us a lot of money and time and energies to maintain them and teach you and customer service you and help you guide through all the pitfalls of our mark complete issues, right? But every single one of you, yeah, right. You broke up there.
Nice one, Max.
Yeah.
Nice one on the mark complete, Max.
Yeah, right. It's one of our biggest mistakes and troubles we have. I traded $785 yesterday, but your stupid mark complete won't shut up. All right. But everything that we have that we want you to be successful with, this chart system is the best one we have ever created in anything. And even though I've seen really good chart systems, I've never seen anything so simplistic and so powerful than this. And I'm pretty sure that if I were to jump over to here right now, David Manning, I also use working orders. So David Manning used working orders. I'm sure David Manning and Ron Ficker and lots of other people who use the system on a daily basis could concur that this is probably the best trading platform for trading Nadex, profitable trading Nadex that's ever been created. Now I'm biased, of course. If you could show me another one that can do it just as well, I'm willing to listen. But how do we want you to do this? We want you to learn how to use it in this fashion first. So think of this as like the minor leagues, right? And within the minor leagues, you can get advanced to the big leagues, right? We want you to get to those big leagues. We want you to become successful. We want you to make money. Why? Because then you come up here to that little donation button, or you buy a package with us and your customers with us. We make money. And what do we get from that money? You know, since COVID, since actually the end of last year, I haven't taken a cent from this company, from anything that's made from it. I make no physical money from this company, from DexFxMarkets. I take no money from any of the uh, um, systems inside. I take nothing from the memberships, nothing. I make my money in trading and within my family network and other businesses that I own. And the reason why is because I need DexFxMarkets to be, because listen, April 1st, we turned off all of the membership fees to people because we knew that some were having some major issues. And I told people, don't donate, don't give us money unless you can afford to do it. But if you can, please do. We would appreciate it because it'll keep the system going. And I physically took responsibility for paying for all the stuff that DexFxMarkets needs on a monthly basis, personally. And you guys rose up to the occasion. You donated, you got on board, and we really do appreciate it. We could use a lot more still. But where we're sitting at right now is that this new strategy with the ATM has proven itself. And now we're about to release it in a scale like you've never seen before. So right now you could still trade this. You could still just come in and trade this. And let me give you, and I'm going to give you a written example. I'm going to show you just on the Audi JPY sitting here right now. We're going to look to see what our opportunities are right now. Be careful. Avert your eyes if you don't like to see losses. Okay. If you don't like to see the gory life of losses, then turn your eyes and just trade the ITM systems. But OTMs and ATMs have losses. So you have to learn how to shake them off. And like I used to teach Paul Davey, is that take 30 seconds to evaluate whether or not that loss was a mistake simply by logistical error, okay? Or it won. And if it won, and you're going to do the same thing, whether it won or it lost, you're going to make sure that there wasn't a mistake done logistically. I'm not saying, well, I kind of shouldn't have got into that one because it was going against the grain. And that's not a mistake. That's a strategic value, okay? Like what I mean by won or lost, that you take 30 seconds. Look, did I do a buy arrow on that one? Oh, damn. It was a down arrow and I did a buy. What an idiot, right? So you take 30 seconds and that's on a win or a loss. And then you move on. You find the next trade. Why? Because the numbers work out. And I'm going to show you here just in this is from 1 o'clock in the morning. And let's just see if this one may not come out, right? But I'm going to show you anyway. So let's just say it's 1228. Let's just say that we do win this one, right? So 1-1. So that's a 1-0, right? We won one. We haven't lost one yet, right? Pairs here, comes out close. We lose this one. So we're 1-1. Now we're 1-2. Now we're 2-2, right? This one wins because we're a 1 hour chart. We're only doing the 1 hours, right? We ain't doing 2 hours. Okay. So 1-0, 1-1, 1-2, 2-2. This one wins 3-2. Hang on one second, trying to get on. This one loses 3-3, 4-3, 5-3, 6-3, 7-3. I'm still within the first still 24 hours, right? Did I do that? 4-3, 5-3. We'll go to 12-12. I'm not saying you'd be able to trade a full day. Here's another one, 6-3 or 6-4. I'm sorry. 7-4, 8-4. Okay. So 8-4. If that's the number, I may have messed up in there somewhere, but I'm pretty sure it's close to that. If I did, then tell me in the comments. All right. But now, so we won 8 and we lost 4, total of 12 trades. Right. So what is that? Well, that's pretty damn near close, right? It's like 75% success, I think, right? Yeah, it's 67%. 67% success just on the Audi JPY. Now, how much money is that? Well, if we got in for $45 when we win and we lose minus 55 every time we lose, okay? So we're going to do 8 times 45, and that's $360, right? And then the reverse is true. We do 4 times 55. That's 220, right? That's still a $140 win. So the narrative here is, it's all about getting to the numbers. Now that's with one contract, by the way. Okay. $280, trade 2 contracts. It's that simple. Now, how do we know that that's real, right? How do we know that overall, Max, like you could just cherry pick a good time? Yeah, you're absolutely right. I could have just cherry picked a good time, but I didn't. Just grab something right off the bench and just win at it. And every single pair does that. And I'll show you why. Because overall, you're going to end up winning. Let me pull up my screen here, new share. Okay. This was done from Sunday night to Tuesday morning. So it wasn't very many trades. And you've probably seen this from the webinar the other night. And this was me just going and doing back testing like I just showed you, but only from Monday to Tuesday. I haven't had a chance to put all the numbers in from what I've gotten from testing from Tuesday to Thursday, yesterday. But I didn't do anything for today yet because I've been very busy. I've been busy doing something that you guys are going to really like. Okay. So this process here is outstanding. There's only one loss in the entire, in all the pairs, and that's this one here. And I really do think this was just having a really bad couple of days. You're going to get, because this is over a period from Sunday night. So from Sunday to Monday night, one night, and from Monday night to Tuesday. So really only 1.5 days. This is David Mennings from, whoa. Okay. This has changed it a little bit. As of this morning, I hadn't seen that he had raised it up here, but now it looks like he has. David Menning, thank you so much, sir. I got to tell you, it's edited 5 hours ago by David Menning, putting his trades in that he has done. Thank you so much. I am so grateful for you to be able to do this. This man has taken his time, and we should all thank him for this, because what he has just done is shown us the true reality of this system, done so by not really a third party. He's been with us for a long time, but by a customer. You see, this is my information. Chris has his information. This is David Mennings. He doesn't get paid for anything for doing any of this. He has done this out of the kindness of his heart. He's in the Discord group. He works very hard. He always shows up. Right? He always shows up. He's always there. So thank you so much for doing that. And having this information in here at this key critical point is huge for us. But have a look at this, right? $55, $58, $55, $55. Look at this. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. And now let's look at the timing, right? Let's look at the timing. 6/5. That's when he started. To 6/2. So 3 days. Trading one contract at a time. Profit $965. This is no joke. 65% success rate. No joke. This is the true power of the ATM, Dexatomic ATM system sitting in your hands right now. Now, he may be using, for Expedia's sake, he might be using the Dexatomic TV system to be able to do that, the TradingView system. I'm not sure yet. He may answer that in chat. Right? he may be using the DexFxMarkets TV system, or he's using the one on the site. If he's using the one on the site, that's incredible. If he's using the TV system, I don't blame him, because it will help you get to those trades quick. You'll be able to see which ones are up fast, because you'll be able to see them all instead of going down the line. But that number, that's amazing. That's incredible. And it gives me so much hope. Why? Because let's look at this. He's not, I don't know if he's even trading every single signal that comes over, but I could tell you right now, it's 7 a.m., 3 a.m. This guy's just going at it, man. Look at this. Here's 6.4 to 6.5. So let's just say this is one day. Here's 6.5, right? Here's the beginning of 6.5, and that's today. And I'm going to grab this information. That's $57 made right there, right? Is it right? Did I do that right? Yeah. Well, there's a couple of losses in here, right? So these two losses take these two out. So that should be more. These two losses take those two and a little bit of that one. Yeah. So it comes out to be about right. But see, look at this. There's in the one day, $57. That could be $107 or $114 by one day. So then here's, I missed one. There's this one here. So that's on that time too. I'm terrible. I beg your pardon for scrolling so much. So where that day is again. There it is right there. $104 made in the one single day trading. Now, he traded through the night. He traded from midnight down to 7 o'clock in the morning. He's probably had 4 or 5 hours sleep here, right? But this is his gig. This is what he's doing on that. This is his side hustle. This is his thing, right? I don't know. Yes, he's using the TV system. And using that TV system in there is huge, because it just gets you everything, right? Well, I'm on the wrong one. I do apologize. Here we go. Right? You're able to see it all. Boom, 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 up, arrow, 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 right? No arrow. Don't waste my time going to that one. Here's that one. Boom, 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 right? Then you flip over and go to, you load up another one. You have it already loaded. You have it preloaded, whatever, right? You get your DexFxMarkets 1 hour and master 1 hour, master secondary. And that's all you do, because you're not trading this on a 2 hour. And we're not even bother working a strategy out for the 2 hour. I'll be honest with you. I'm not even going to work it out. I'm not even going to look at 5 minutes. I'm not even going to look at the 5-minute trades, because my mind will explode. But I'm pretty sure from what I've started to look at the other day, it would work. But if it turns out to be, it turns out to be. Now, I know Ron Fickert has done work in this. I know that other people have joined forces and gone in and looked at this and been like, holy crap, but look at this run, right? From, let's just look at the 4th, man. I don't know. June 4th, buddy, you just like cleaned house. And we're going to take this one down to this one, since we already counted the other one. The majority of his money was made on the 4th, which was Thursday. Okay. Because you probably didn't trade a lot from last night to this morning, because of the NFP was coming, and you stopped at the NFP at 7 o'clock because the NFP is at 8:30. I get it. This guy looked at the market, said, here's when I should go trade. I'm going to be up to 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to do it. That's work, right? Like more like 3 hours, right? So let me tell you, if you're sitting back going, Max, I can't do that. I can't work that much. Then don't do trading. You want to make money? This is how you do it. Yeah, this is all still on demo. Don't even bother. This might be on demo. I don't know. But yeah, I know this is probably on demo, because nobody in their right mind would put that much faith into anything. No matter if you believe in me or not, you should always trade demo first. Practice. Get your consistency down. Do you think David Menning has his consistency down? Yep. So do I. Well, Max, there's no way you're ever going to get that market price over an 8X. Bullshit. Yes, you will. Pull up your Nadex account in a live, and the exact moment it comes out, see if there's a $55 contract. Pretty much guarantee you will be. They can't fake that. They can't hold that back. Even if they do, and it's $45, $40, okay. Right? But look at these. Sometimes, this is an OTM, $65 profit. Sometimes. Right? Sometimes you would. $50 profit, $55 profit, $53 profit, $59 profit. You see, so sometimes you are getting them there. Now, some of the scalps that he has from earlier on, if he's still doing scalping, I don't know. I should probably just have him on the show. and we will. Sometime next week, I think we're going to sit down. We're going to interview David Menning and his awesomeness in this process. But if you're watching this right now and you're not running over to this system to learn to do what David Menning's doing now, oh, Max, I can't do it on this system because it's so inundated with just ads and all that other kind of nonsense. And how am I going to get to this? Listen, if you can't do this, you ready? Hit the timer, Chris. Let's see how long this takes, right? We're on the Auto JPY. Ready, go. Auto JPY. At the top of the hour, there's a signal. I would go get in. Okay, come down, click. Come down. There was no signal at that point. Euro, Great Britain, pound. There was no signal at that point. Euro, JPY. There was a signal then. Go ahead and get in. So for every signal that you see in here, add 1 minute, right? Within the first 5 minutes, you should be 8 or 6 minutes. You should be able to get in. Sometimes if you hone it down even better, it should only take you 30 seconds to visualize and see a trade and go get in. Now, if you're like me, you'll talk yourself out of your number. You'll have to probably come back a few times. You'll do that. But I'm pretty sure within the first 5 minutes, you can go through all 10 pairs and get it. If you're trading during the day, between 8 in the morning and 3 p.m. in the afternoon. If you're trading at night and you're only trading the 1 hours, you're only using the Auto USD, the Euro JPY, the Euro USD, the Great Britain Pound USD, and the USD JPY. You're only using those 5. So it should take you less than 3 minutes to be able to go get into every single one of those trades if they were all fire. And because it's an ATM system and you don't care about scalping out in the very beginning, set and forget, baby. Go put those trades on, take your happy ass out of your chair, go do some exercises, go do some breathing, watch Netflix, binge on a 20-minute show, hit pause, come back at the top of the hour and sit in your chair for 5 minutes until the top of the hour, wait for the other trades on. And if every trade, you don't even bother seeing if you won or lost the other trades. You're just ready to put more trades on. And you go get them on and then spend another 5 minutes after that first 5 minutes. So now you'll be up to 10 minutes work per hour to go take that information and data collect it, put it into your chart, put it onto your spreadsheet and see if you made any mistakes. Was that a down arrow? Did I lose that one because it was a down arrow? No. Did I win when I won? Was that an up arrow? Yes, it was. Good. Validate. Make sure you're doing them right. Calculate. Okay. And if you can't do that, then you have a severe problem and you're negligent and you shouldn't be trading. If you can't come here, if your idea was, oh, Max, I need to make some money, then here's the pathway to do it. Practice, apply, repeat. You understand me? And that's where the patience plus discipline, which gets to your consistency, has to constantly be happening. See, because consistency just doesn't come and just stays there and lives on your couch. You got to make sure it's doing its thing every day. The P and the D is important to keep this consistency. That's the fuel to keep consistency. I don't know how else to tell you that. And if you're that type of person to say, well, Max, I don't want to sit in front of my computer all day. Let me show you why that's probably the stupidest statement ever. Because listen, this gentleman here has put his hard work and time into validating a strategy. And whether or not it came out and worked or not, he now no longer wonders if it works or not. Now, if he did come and it failed and he had put effort into it, not just 1 or 2 trades, this is quite a few trades. This is 55 trades. I always say you can't really test anything unless you put 100 trades at it and you got a good idea. And then to validate, to make sure that that works, you put another 100 in. So now you're at 200. And just to make sure the law of averages work, you never do binary averages. You do tries, right? So you do 100, 200, and then 300 trades. And then come back and tell me if it works. And if that batch comes out that you have a decent amount of money for your time at one contract, right? Because how much energy does it take to put the number 2 in than it does the number 1? Not much at all. So what you're looking for is that value of consistency over those 300 trades. And that takes time. This has taken about a week to get to 55. But are you paying for the system at this point? If you're trading with TradingView, David's paid to be here, and he's paid his way into the network. David says, I'm retired, so making time is easy. Yeah, but he's making the time. You see, this is no joke. I put years of my time into this business every single day. Years. I come into this office every single morning, and I put my ass in this chair to find that system, to find the program. Now, we've had the program since Dex Signals. Could you make dailies work? Yes. If you put your ass in the chair and you make it work, you can make it work. Could the intradays work? Yes, they can. Are you going to have losing weeks? Yes. Are you going to have winning weeks? Yes. But let me tell you, if you don't pick up insert name here Bible, right? The Max Bible, the Ron Bible, whatever it is, whatever your Bible is, and start doing the work, nothing will work. No strategy will work. I've been trading consistently with the Dex Atomic system off of the website. Now, I just created the Dex TV system with these TradingView charts, okay? This is the Dex ATM system now in here too. So now we're going to have 3 systems in here. We have the Dex Atomic, that's for Forex. We have the Dex Atomic B, which is for options and futures and indices. And then we have the Dex Atomic ATM. Now, why is this so important that we have 3 different indicators when they really all have the same exact arrows? Because it's all about different levels. And how do you get these charts? Well, unfortunately, you have to pay for these. These are things that, like over on TradingView, you're going to have to pay. If you're a founder, you're not going to have to pay for the indicator. If you've already bought a lifetime, you're not going to have to pay for the indicator itself. You can go there and get a free account. But just like with anything, the free side sucks because you can only do one pair or one chart and one indicator and all that other kind of nonsense, right? Having a premium account or a pro account. Yes, we get an affiliate. We are an affiliate for TradingView. We're not stupid, but we have no conflict of interest. If TradingView didn't work, I wouldn't use it, and you'd be the first to know. We're not an affiliate for Nadex because we don't want to have a conflict of interest there, because there is no other network out there. Just like TradingView is really the best one out there. We should have became a Nadex place or a Nadex affiliate. We would have made millions in sending people there. But unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I think it's integrity, right? So why is it so important? I'm going to show you. You ready for this? This is scary. This is crazy. And I want to show you this because it's important. There is a process with this called alerts. Hold on to your hats, everybody. Guess what? When the signal comes out with an arrow down, you click that like that. You put it in here and you say sell. Okay, open price, sell. And I'm using a webhook and some other things. Please ignore all this other kind of crazy stuff once per bar. It's this simple. You come in, you say, send your email, whatever email you have attached to your lovely little TradingView page for this Euro USD on my 5-minute. When it hits that thing, I hit create and watch what happens. Boom, right up here, it has created me an alert. For every time that arrow appears, this little lovely head on my chart, it's going to send me what the open price is and to tell me to sell. Now, unfortunately, I have to make 2 if I want it also to show me the buy arrow. So up arrow once per hour, simply put in here, buy. Now, guess what? You can also, do it now, you idiot. Okay, and create that. And guess what? That message is going to show up on my thing, right? But listen, this is how I send myself alerts. Now, if you have a good system on your if you bought the process, you can also do you can notify through the app, right? If you have the trading app on your phone or your pad, you can have it go through that. You can also have it pop up on your screen. You can also have you can play a sound. You can also send an email to SMS, right? That's to your phone. So this is no joke, right? This is a real process, right? It's going to check every bar that comes up and see if it has an arrow. If it has that arrow, it's going to send the thing. It's going to give you the open price. It's going to say buy the Euro USD here, and you know it's for the next hour. You understand? So this system is for your benefit, but this has taken me a long time to create and build. This was not easy. And what we're building right now, see, I built this, the DexFxMarkets system was built, it took me 3 days to build and finished yesterday. Okay. There was one night that I worked all the way through the night to 4 o'clock in the morning. I was going delirious. Building this system is important for not just me. It's not just for my family. It's for all of you as well. But this is for the advanced people. I want you to go use the DexFxMarkets system here and practice this process. And if you ask me on this freeze Nick, well, Max, how do I get it to where it sends me emails and all that stuff? Don't even bother. You're missing the big picture. Use this, make it work. Find a way to make it work. I hate to be that harsh to all of you, but find a way to make it work. Now, weekly wrap-up process here. What has happened? What is about to happen? You're going to be blown away. That's what's about to happen. The DexFxMarkets system, that we have the 3 systems. You ready for this? By the end of Monday night, maybe Tuesday night, we're going to have it to where it's going to go into a database, and the Dex ATM, and possibly within the middle of next week, the regular atomic system as well will be into a database, right? The ATM system and the regular DexFxMarkets will both be in a database coming from my network, right? So from the network of data from TradingView, those trades, those alerts that I just showed you, will have written out in a certain way, and they'll go into a database. Once they're into a database, what can we do with them then? I can take them and put them into a spreadsheet and a web browser, and you can navigate to them and see them, and they will give you alerts. Are you hearing me? Mm-hmm. So and these will be given to you behind the veil of the paid system, for just like our signal system for all the other stuff. It'll be going into our signal system. So these will be signals. All right. And with that process, this is a mentality for some. There'll also be, excuse my erasing, that this system then from that database can go to where? That's right. Which then goes to Nadex. And this is the tough one. Why? Because it's a lot of trades. It's a lot of winning trades. And there's a lot of opportunity for Nadex to get in the way of it, which always scares me. Because once this starts to happen, this is where the attention's drawn. Okay. We have a good system on the other side. It does make money. It takes sometimes 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 3 steps back, and 7 steps forward. I get it. Some have great weeks. Some have bad weeks. Some are still hunting out consistency. I get it. But this is where we're at now. The next level for all of you. Here, Friday, June 5th. I have a favor to ask of all of you. A request for as much as you can. We are in a battle every day. We're in a battle every day to fight and make things work. The strategies, I sit at the computer, we talk to Chris, we have other people out there, we're hustling. You see us selling lifetime subscriptions for $500. Jesus, my Lord. Why are we selling lifetime subscriptions for $500? You got to be kidding me. We've helped some people reach their idea, what they wanted to be able to do. And yes, we could be working this process, giving it away free, but we could be selling our services and our systems for thousands of dollars, and we have in the past. But because of this time period, people have little money, and we want you to be successful. We want you to take advantage of a good deal. But let me tell you, if you got that lifetime subscription for $500 or $1,000 or $2,000, whatever you bought it for, it was a good deal, and it's still a good deal. But what I need a favor of is that those that can do it, I'm not asking for those if it's your last buck, or if you can't do it because it's times are too hard and you got to save your money for your kids and you're blaming your thing. Whatever your deal is, whatever it is, don't donate. Don't do it. But if you can afford a couple bucks in here, $20 is the minimum, I think, whatever it is. If you can afford that, we'd appreciate it. Why? Because ye old Max is having a hard time doing this by himself. And programmers are expensive, and we're working. And I'm working with a couple other programmers that are coming on. But there's always trust value there, right? We also have things that, we have we have a lot of people. We have over 600 people who've come into the system free since April 1st. And it takes a lot. And nobody has taken any money from the system. It's been surviving on its own. But I haven't paid Paul or Thor or Vivian or Chris or myself out of any of this since we started. And I don't care about myself. And I'm pretty sure Chris is not too much worried about himself in this process, because we're in there trading and doing stuff. But Vivian, Paul, and Thor have done nothing but just been constant in this network. And I want to be able to help them as well, because they're taking so much extra time. People like David Menning, who putting their time in and helping and doing so much, and if you can't afford to do cash, then come on board and see if you can help us test, help us prove that the other systems are working. Control your data, get your data information up there, do those kind of things, be a part of that solution. Okay. I want to thank all of you. Chris, you have anything? I know you've been riddled with noise damage in the back. Is that still going on pretty strong?
Well, no, that's done. Yeah, I was wondering, perhaps, if you can, we're coming up on the hour. I don't know if you want to do it here or not, but maybe give a quick example of the ATM strategy on Nadex. Is that possible? I don't know if you want to do it here or not.
Yeah, that is possible.
Just curious, maybe give people an idea. I don't know. Just do it on a demo.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to do it on live. We haven't finished proving it out yet.
Well, come on, X.
I'm not going to say, hey, send me money, and then I'm going to blow it all here on my Nadex account. All right, I'm going to open up.
And then if Dave can comment, on it over in the chat, maybe he can just add a couple of points on his strategy and why he's being successful.
Not yet. I don't want too many other diverse site strategies coming up. We're starting. So I think. I
mean, you know how I am, right? Let's get her done.
I know you're gonna throw it at me real quick. So if I'm, and I'm going to show you this from not the side of the TV side, right? Because I do have my charts set up. I do have them ready to go, and I could sit and look at this value. You see, it's just like I'm sitting here right now. This could happen, right? This is on a 2-hour process there, right? So if I go over to 1 hour, I could just do that. I already have my chart set up for my masters and my secondaries. Okay. Takes a little bit because we have a lot going. I have a lot of tabs. I'm neurotic when it comes to tabs. I'm not going to show it from here. I am going to show it from here, just because if I'm going to practice it, you can do it on the regular charts here on the free. Then I'm going to show you it being done on the free. But we're going to wait for the top of the hour. I'm going to have my 2 pages open. Okay. And my other page. I'm going to collapse that. I'm going to take that. We're going to put that right there. And I'm going to have this page open. That's it. And it's just going to flip back and forth between these two. Okay. Be top of the hour here in just a second. There's even something you could do. You could go like something like that and go something like that. You see, very simple. You know, you can even stagger them out. You can stagger one over another one, just like that, to where you can see and go back and forth just like that. Very easy. Okay. Usually like keep my calculator out sometimes when calculating the process. It is now 1 p.m. I'm going to hit the Audi JPY. Just one, just to refresh the screen, just to make sure that there's no arrow. And there's no arrow. Audi USD. Scroll down. There is an arrow. There we are, right at the same price. 69.68 is the price. 69.69. And we're looking on the Audi USD. It's 69.69. 1 p.m. Or sorry, it's supposed to be for 2 p.m. 69.69. There's 69.68, and that is a sell, right? Yeah, a sell. 69.68. I would like to be up. Oh, wait, I went the wrong one. 69.70. There we go. $54 and place order. Close. Okay. Back over. We're going to hit Audi USD. You know, I'm not going back Euro, Great Britain, pound. And scroll down. There's an arrow. There we go. 89.02. 89.02 on the Euro, Great Britain, pound. For 2 p.m. 80. Yeah, I did it. 89.82, right? And again, I did it again. 89.02. 89.09. That's pretty high. 89.80 because it's on a buy. So I'm going to go down to that one right there. And see, I went to a go buy, but it's not doing it there. So what I'm going to put in is I'm going to put in $55 right there so I can get my 45 and place order. And that's a working order one. Okay. Because the prices come down just a little bit for that level. I've come down just a little bit to do that. Right. Euro JPY. We're still on time. It's 2 minutes in. Nothing on the Euro JPY, Euro USD, Euro USD. Nothing there. Great Britain pound JPY. Nothing there. Great Britain pound USD. Nothing there. USD CAD. Nothing there. USD CHF. No trade there. And USD JPY. There's a trade there. Okay, so now we're running a little bit late on this, but we're going to come back to the open price at 109.74 on the USD JPY. 2 o'clock. And again, talk myself out of it. 74. There's 72. Was that a buy? It was a buy. There's 72. That sounds good to me. I'm going to come over to here. So only $40. I still want to stay valid to that. So I'm going to do 55 so I can get my 45 and place my order. Now that's a working order on. Here we are. We're on. Now sometimes you may get there. If these working orders don't fill, then we're missing out, right? Maybe we should have done market price. But again, if it's not at the number that I want, I'm not going to put it in the deal. Got me? So these things may come back in, they may not. Now, remember that strategy that I was telling you before to where, what about the scalping strategy, Max? How do I do that? How do I do the scalping strategy? Look at this thing. It's already making $7, right? 6969, 6970, and we're in for a sell. That's only 1 pip off, right? It's making $7. Now, if this price continues to go on, so how do you do that? Well, you have to kind of know your direction, of course, right? This is a sell. And we have a simple statement. Always sell for more than you buy. So if I sold this theoretically for $54.50, and I need to know what my profit margin is. Well, on the sell side, that's your profit margin, $54.50. So I know that it won't go more than 70% at any one time on the system. So I need to do $54.50 times 0.7, which is percent, 70%. Idiot. Oh, another trade just bought it. 54.50 times 0.7. $38.15. So I would probably say about $37 profit margin on it, right? So I would simply click on the Audi USD since we did for a sell and you want to have it on for a buy and you want to say $37 in that system, just like that. And that would give you a working order that would be put on down here. Okay. So now what this will do is that it'll take the profit once it hits the $37. Because remember, if I bought it for 37 and I'm selling it for 54, I've made my money on that 70%. That's what it usually would get to. Okay. Now, sometimes it may not hit the 70%. Sometimes you may want to have this lower, but that's up to you. But that's the buying strategy for, I'm going to delete that remainder because that's where I'm at. So now I'm in for 2 trades on board. Oh, by the way, how long did that take, Chris? Anybody?
4 minutes.
Yeah.
4 minutes.
4 minutes. And now I'm off to the rodeo. Testing different time frames to help others see this can work at any time of the day. Absolutely, it can. If you have the strategy that if you just go in and you do one, I just got to do one, then yeah, you may, if you do one over a period of 17 days, then yeah, it probably will not work out as much as like it is for everybody else. But what I try to do is, and you might get time frames, like if you're in trading today, like I only showed that for an example. I wouldn't trade the day, hours after the NFP, right? The market value is just going all over the place, right? I wouldn't trade anytime after the NFP. I wouldn't trade during the FMOC during the month. And then the third week of the month, I probably wouldn't be trading a lot on that Wednesday or Thursday in that third week because, there's a lot of there's oil and there's all these other things, it's housing markets, all that stuff that kind of come in and make the world crazy. The numbers will still work out. And when I started back testing last night using some machine theory, I started to see that news does affect it, and sometimes for the better. But I don't know enough yet to say that if it affects it adversely over a longer period of time, like it can affect it. One NFP could be worse than another, right? I'm still only situation trading by taking the times that I normally would trade from 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because that is where I have the most availability for trades. And Chris, who did the 30 trades, was trading yesterday, but the majority of his major wins were done at night between the 7 and 11 o'clock nighttime frame, off of those 5 main pairs, the master pairs. And trading 30 times and winning $328 on one contract a piece, there's a little bit different mentality of coming up a little bit, right? So there's opportunity. Whether or not these trades win, lose, or draw is no consequence at the moment, because what we just showed you here was that it can be done and done so quickly by using the free charts. So if you are here free, and you want to learn how to trade the system, please just jump in. We're going to have so much stuff ready for you for this ATM strategy. You've seen some of it here. I will have more stuff next week to learn how to do this from the free charts. There'll be a lot of training on board, but boy, you should be very excited what you have coming for you, because I am. Anything left, Chris?
I appreciate you going through that just to give people an idea of exactly what the strategy is and how they do pick up.
Yeah.
And so
well, you have a
yesterday
90%
evening was interesting.
Yeah, that's good. There is a 90% plus fill in the system. When you're fast and you're in, you do it correct. There's a 90% fill. There's some of them that you won't be able to buy, you get into, because sometimes at night the pairs have like during the day, sometimes there's like, if the market is heavy volatile, they'll have like this one only has 4 pip spread between the two, 72, 76, 80, 84, 88, right? But then there's some that have a little bit more of a spread. Okay. 2658, 2668, they have 10 pips. That might push you out sometimes, right? Like, okay, I don't want to come down. Like if it came right in the middle, if it was like 2692, right? You'd be like, well, or 93, you would be like, well, that's where the price is at. If I come up to 98, it's only sitting at $30. Guess what? You go, if it's a sell, you go with the one higher. If it's a buy, you go with the one lower. Right? But what do? Don't put it on for $25. Put it on for $55. If it comes down, touches it, picks it up, great. If not, then don't worry about it. But it fits to your narrative of the 1-to-1, 1-to-2 basis. That's it. The trust in the system is that the numbers will work. And that's what you have to apply yourself to, is to find the trust in the numbers. For you to be able to go live, you have to trust in the numbers. Because right now it's easy. Like, oh, let me throw caution to the wind and do 50 contracts. No. Stay true to the number. Stay true to the process. That's your patience and plus your discipline to get to your consistency. So you can change this number. This number can only change once you find the C. That's it. There's the win. There's the program. All right. Next week, huge week. Lots of stuff coming. Lots of stuff breaking in. This strategy, I was a little worried at it at first because it was very volatile and I was unsure. But then with the great people like David Menning, Ron Fickert, and many others that have been here testing and working, and those people that are here constantly, Paul, Thor, Vivian, and Evan Miller, and all you guys that are just like in and behind the scenes making shit work. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. And as that last little call of a favor is, please, if you can afford to do so, jump over to DexFxMarkets.com and please hit the donation button, because we have things to be able to run with the company that we need your help with. And whatever you can donate, we appreciate. We know that you'll go into the wall of awesomeness and you'll have my constant thanks. And for doing so, if you're able to donate and you're just a free member and you want access for a month, whatever you donate there, I want you to do this. Whatever you donate, I'm going to have a special page up for you Monday, but whatever you donate in there, for every $20 you donate, I'll give you a month in free for the TradingView charts. Okay. And give you that access. So if you can donate, please do so. I don't know, if you can only afford to do $20, please do so. If you can afford to do more and you're only doing $20 because you're a cheapskate, I'll still give you the month, but you got to live with that, right? I get it. You're hunting out a deal. It's all good. But if you can afford to do it, every penny helps us get to the next level. And guess what? The next level was getting us their system in here free. We were forced to do it, but man, is it working out for us. We're finding some really great people that could be you. All right. That's about my time. We kind of really went to the hilt with this one, and I appreciate it because I'm very excited about the process. You guys rock. I can't wait to get to see those numbers, David, when they're up and you're putting it on live and you're just killing it. Thank you so much for all you guys do. Chris, thanks a lot for hanging out. I know you had a lot of background noise and I kind of dominated the whole call because of it. Thank you very much.
No problem.
All right, everybody take care. You have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. I'm Max Farrell. This is DexFxMarkets.com. And as always, trade well and live well. I'm not going to say prosper. I promise. Now I got to leave. You guys take care.